Yo, what's up, man? Boxing Combo coming at you with some boxing info. Let's start off with Miguel Cotto's older brother, Jose Cotto. Y'all remember him? He's been on for 2 years and a half. Last fight he had was with a Filipino where he got into a brawl with his own uncle in his corner. Him and his trainer were getting at it. Miguel Cotto, the promoter of the fight, had to get into the fight and tell his brother to chill out, you know. And anyway, after that fight, the crowd was getting crazy. They were booing Jose Cotto. They were booing, not Jose Cotto. I think the fight went to a decision, and I think they said it was a tie, and people were pissed off because they saw the Filipino fighter win. I think I saw the Filipino fighter win also. I don't know, crazy. And before that, Jose Cotto, for those who might not remember, he actually fought Juan Diaz. Juan Diaz was the guy who fought Paul Magellani in that controversial unanimous decision win for Juan Diaz. Juan Diaz fought Jose Cotto. I thought Jose Cotto had had the tools to win, and what happened was that Jose Cotto, I don't know what he was doing in training. In the third round, he was extremely exhausted. He was tired, man. He was like, really tired, and he still was able to survive the 12 rounds. And Juan Diaz won a unanimous decision. But from then on, I'm thinking, what is up with Jose Cotto? Because of that fight with a young prospect like Juan Diaz, he doesn't train for it, or what happened? I don't know what happened. If you get tired in the fight in the third round and you're tired, and I don't know. Anyway, he was retired after the Filipino fight. He retired himself. He kept away from the sport. 2 years and a half later, he comes back. A couple weeks back, he fought a fighter. I don't know who the opponent was. Anyway, he won by knockout. And now last Saturday, he fought a very tall guy. I don't remember the name. I think he was probably a Class C fighter. Anyway, he knocked the guy out in the second round. Jose Cotto now is doing his comeback. I always thought if he would have been more dedicated to what he's doing, which is boxing, he would have been a very good boxer in his weight class, which I believe is like 130, 135, something like that. Anyway, some other news is, y'all remember Macho Time, Macho Camacho? You remember a couple months back when he was fighting Yodi Boy Campos on pay-per-view? Who bought the pay-per-view? I don't know. I wouldn't buy it. Anyway, now his son, Camacho Jr., is going to fight Yodi Boy Campos. Sounds crazy. Ain't this kind of strange? Have you ever heard of a boxer who fights the father and then years later fights the son? It sounds funny to me anyway. Now you're gonna have Camacho Jr. fighting Yodi Boy Campos, and if Camacho Jr. wins, he's probably gonna be fighting Chavez Jr., the older son. Chavez Jr. versus Camacho Jr. Now that would be a little bit more interesting for me, at least. I think that would be a fight I would want to see, just for the hell of it. I'll give you a quick prediction on that fight. I think Chavez Jr. should win because he's a taller fighter. He fits very good at 154, and Camacho Jr. is a small dude. I don't know why he's fighting at 154. Anyway, I think Chavez Jr. should win that fight. I was a big Macho Camacho fan, man. Macho Camacho was like the Mayweather of that era. But Macho Camacho fought in big fights with the best at that moment. Macho Camacho was a very great champion. I have a lot of respect for that guy. Anyway, moving on to the Paul Williams and Kelly Pavlik prediction. Kelly, let me give you the quick record. Pavlik 35-1-0, 31 KOs. Paul the Punisher Williams 37-1-0 and 27 KOs. If you could, I think, okay, you give a prediction on the fight. You usually do it based on the fights they've had. Pavlik is very solid in his own weight class. He's a champ in his own weight class. He lost to Bernard Hopkins, but that was in a higher weight class. Bernard made Pavlik move up, and he lost in that fight. But he still had his title. Then fought Rubio, I believe, and won that fight. I think Pavlik, honestly, I think it's a quick prediction. I'm going for Pavlik. Why? Because he's a solid 160 fighter. Williams, I haven't seen him fight at 160. I saw a fight he did a couple months back. I think it was at 154. I don't remember his opponent's name, but it was a veteran who's never been knocked out, but he was a very small guy, and I think that fight was done so Paul Williams can knock out a veteran that has never been knocked out, you know, just to build his name at a higher weight class. And Williams couldn't do that. The fight was stopped. It was a terrible fight. Williams, you know, the thing is, he's unpredictable. He's hot and cold. You have two Williams. You could have the bad Williams, where we see that in the Carlos Quintana fight, where Quintana whooped him for 12 rounds, or you could have the awesome Paul Williams, where he went in and took Quintana and knocked him out in the first round. So you never know what you can get from Paul Williams, so I'm not going to vote for a unpredictable fighter. So my prediction is that Pavlik, also being a one-sided 160 fighter, taking very good punches from Miranda, from Taylor, being able to come back and win those fights, I have to go with Pavlik. I mean, I like Paul Williams, and I hope he does his thing. I also like Pavlik. I hope he does his thing. I'm a big fan of both fighters. Paul Williams, though, I've never seen him fight a solid 160, so I can't, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say I think Paul Williams should win this fight. Now, he does have a great possibility, because he's a tall fighter with, well, tall fighter, they're pretty much both the same size. But Paul Williams is a faster fighter. He is very fast. He's on his toes. You know, he tries to fight from the outside. So if he comes to fight like he did in the Margarito fight, where he fought on the outside the whole time, he can probably win a decision. That can happen. But my vote is Pavlik wins. I can't say though if it's going to be by knockout. I don't know. You know, it could be. It can't be. Who knows? But I got Pavlik winning by knockout or by decision, and may the fight be a good fight. I can't wait to see the fight. I don't know how much time I have, but anyway, I don't know the date on this fight, because some people are saying October, now I saw something that says December. The fight has been mixed around with the dates, so I'm not going to give you an official date. You can probably look around on YouTube or somewhere else to find a date, and if I do find a date, I'll try to get that at you. Peace, boxing combo, baby.